I've tried different colours, I've tried different depths. Going straight black, 8 foot, and then this happened.
We need him. Nicely at mirror carp. Yes.
Good morning, and you join us back at Linear Fisheries in Oxford, but this time we've chose the Tar Farm complex. We're on Lake 8, peg 6. Why? Well, this is on a go catch app. Now, it's not about reserving pegs, because I don't usually do that unless I'm working at Linear, but it's about booking them. I booked this peg 3 weeks ago, and the reason I booked peg 6 is it's the far end of the lake. We've got quite a lot of water to ourselves. I didn't really want to be in a long line of anglers like a canal. We've got this whole lot of bubble end of the lake here. The far side comes up to where I've got the float, which I'll go through with you in a little bit, is 10 foot. Now, the average depth of this lake is somewhere between, the average I'll say, is somewhere between 16 and 25 foot. That's not really average, is it? But the further, in this peg, the middle diddle is 16 foot. As you get to where the float is, it comes up to 10. Beyond the float against the reeds, it's 4 foot. Now, I know from previous trips here, a lot of fish do congregate in that far bay. So that's what that's all about. Another bonus, obviously with the float out there, you can walk around the side bank and bait up. Now, I've got various different baits to put in there. I'll go through them and why I've kept them separate when we get round to do the baiting up. But more importantly, if they're showing over the 16 foot, we can adjust things. It'd be nice to go through a couple of rigs with you. They're nothing revolutionary. I've used them all before, but we need them to settle in 16 foot, 10 foot or 4 foot, all happily, all presented, ready for Mr. Fish. So when I finish my tea, I'm going to drag you around that far side with me, do a bit of baiting up. Thank you. Right, we've sneaked back round the bay where the float's just out here in front of us, catapult range. But what I want to explain to you guys is why I've kept these bait products separate. The reason being, they're all different sizes and all different weights. Now, if I put them all in a big bucket, we're not spomming obviously, that would be all in one bucket. Kept them separate because if I'm catapulting, little pellets, a little bit of crumb, some 10mm boilies and sweet corn, it's all going to go at different ranges with the catapult, and I want it all to be in the same. So in the buckets we've got, I think these are about a 6 or an 8mm pellet, soaked in paella gravy. There we are. Paella crumbs, smashed to pieces with a bait mate, and we've got loads of paella gravy in there, so it's really moist. I can actually underarm that one, ball it up. And the obvious sweet corn. They love sweet corn on all the Linear lake, well, on any lake I go to. But you can see now why I've kept them separate, as well as 10mm paella boilies. Now they're going to go further with the pellet than the crumb or the sweet corn. We want it all round the float, 3 rods to put quite closely together, typical Linear style, and that's why. So without further ado, I think we should get some of this around that float and then get back round there and get some rigs in the water. Right, time to put the rods in the water. As you've seen, we've baited up. Now I pulled the float in, pulled it down to the lead, pulled it in, wrapped it around the sticks. Now it's 27, so I'm going to do a rod at 26.5 and one at 27. Third one I'll talk about a little bit later, but for now, I know it's boring. We've got 18-pound dance floor because of the range we're fishing and because of the depth we're fishing. We don't want anything. I'd rather use braided hook links. I love using braided hook links, but I cannot comfortably get them out there and be sure they're not tangled, whereas the mono does the job for me. So we've got 2 little ronnies, 1 plastic corn which can stay out there all blooming day, hopefully it doesn't have to, and 1 little pink pop-up. Now there is quite a lot of craze in here, so I'll just take note of what rod's got the pink pop-up on. If no bites have occurred by late afternoon, I'll pull him in, check the state of the pop-up. If there's no problem from the craze, because maybe there's fish present, then that'll go out there again. So without further ado, we're going to knock 2 of these out there, and then we'll talk to you about the third one's going to be a little bit different. See you in a minute. Right, third rod. I did say it was going to be something different. Now I would have put a zig out anyway, but the lad from Peg 7 just walked down here to his motor, his vehicle, and he's had 12 up to 36 pounds on zigs in the middle. So I've had a little look on the phone. I've got a map of the venue. Linear are brilliant for that. Every venue that they've got like that satellite map of the lake. So I know it's 14, 15 foot, probably 30 yards off that far bank. So I'm going to start, I've always said, start 2/3 up. So we've got a 10 footer. Let's say it's 15 foot, we've got a 10 footer. A couple of little pop-ups in the mesh there, just to stop it, hopefully not tangling in the air, because it's a fair old chuck out there. And we've got a strange little thing there. We call them zig zombies. Okay, so these are a product that is coming, and we're doing really well on these. I mean, basically it's black and red. But for now, it's about time we've got the third rod in and got that kettle on. Right, with the evening drawing in, as you can see, bivvies are up. And do you know what? It's been that hot today, trousers rolled up, sleeves off. As soon as that sun disappears, it gets a little bit chilly. So house is up, but it's time now to put these out. Now, yes, these are going at 27, 28 wraps out there. Now, what I've chosen to do is use plastics on all rods, because we have got quite a heavy population of crayfish. I have fished it before, heavy population of crayfish. Now I don't want to be sitting, if bite time is them first 3 hours of first light, I don't want to be sitting here questioning whether I've got a pop-up on the end or just an hook laying on the lake bed. So it's going to be plastics for the first night. Okay, I want to show you this as well in a minute. So I'm going for an orange on one, a pink on another. The yellow one that you saw earlier is already fishing out in the lake. Okay, so we've got a yellow, a pink and a bright orange. Now I also, these are all shiny and glugged. I like to keep these in, I've got a little atomizer of my absolute favourite flavour, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, because you've all got your own flavours. I don't want to be pushing you where you don't want to go. So mine are in my favourite flavour. Whether or not the plastic takes it on is a different argument. In total, I know the foam does. A lot of foam in there, yellows and reds, which are used for maggot rigs, for zig fishing, and for this. So, flavour your foam, keep it bright. If there's crayfish in there, unfortunately, keep it plastic. Good morning, and yesterday we were in Peg 6. Typical Ian fashion, up first light. Now we're in Peg 1. Now I want to emphasise to the linear bailiffs, we found this laying on the floor in the peg. We didn't snap it off, okay, with my barrow. We've moved this morning, run through yesterday. The guys next to us on the left who were fishing the far side, one of them had a 30 pounder last night, yesterday evening. During the night, the fish are further down the lake. But during the night, one had a 27 and the other and a 22. So this morning, We never had a single bleep all night. Now I know this lake, if they're in that bay you can bag up. They're clearly not in that bay. They was in there last week for a little bit of spawning ritual, but they're avoiding it now for some reason, but that's down to their decision. But I know what, they're not there. So this morning early I'm standing at the front of the swim in peg 6, which gives you a little peninsula to the right of it, looking down the lake. Bosh, 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 pegs 1 and 2. So I went on the site, on the go catch. I spoke to Ian Roper as well, to be fair. Went on the go catch, peg 1 not booked out. So I've booked peg 1 and I've released peg 6, which you can do on the app as long as they're free. And we've moved. We shot down here. So it's deeper water here. I do know this area. As soon as putting the rods on the floor before casting them out, we were seeing fish straight away. Now I've been here half hour. Got 2 zigs out there, which I'll go through in a minute, and a little pop-up. But we've got 20 foot directly in front of us to 23. Then it comes up to 17, just short, about middle diddle. And the other side where I fished the other week, it goes down to nearly 30 foot. So, but the fish are showing between about 20 yards and about 50 yards. So they're over the 19 to 23 foot. Now I've got no adjustable zigs with me. I've never used them, if I'm totally honest with you. So I've put, at the moment, a 12 and a 13 in the 19 foot, which is 2/3 up, like we said before. And the left-hand margin where I have caught fish before, I'd had fully scoured from the peg opposite, peg 6, peg 8. Yeah, I think it's peg 8. Yeah, peg 8. From opposite there a few weeks ago, off this side margin where we've also seen them. Now, when we were filming that, as I made that cast to the bush that sticks out, it's about middle diddle. And as the lead was in the air, a good fish on film, right over. So about 3 yards to the left of it, then my lead's got him. Guessing that's 7 to 8 foot, because it's a short drop, which is good. So we've got a little white pop up there for now. No bait got in. We're just going to leave it for a few hours. And we've got the 2 zigs in deep water. You can, while sitting here, if you don't want to, and I didn't put a marker float out, and I hadn't fished this peg from this side before. I fished the other side. I fished 7 and 8. But again, go on Linear's website, on the app, and every lake has got a digital map. Now you can tell the depths, it shows you the ranges, it shows you the features. So without throwing anything out there, I knew to tie a couple of 12, 13 foot zigs from about probably 35 to 40 yards out here. I knew the depth before even casting out. So that is a major feature. Now, I'm probably going to get shot in the foot here by someone, but I'm pretty sure all the linear venues, if you go on them separately, have got that digital map that you can look at. So use it and abuse it. But very handy feature. So without too much disturbance, we've got 2 zigs and a white pop up off the tree line. So for now, we're going to settle down. Since putting the zigs out, I've seen probably another 20 shows between pegs 1 and 2 and against the bank here. So I'm a lot happier here than peg 6. Peg 6 is a great swim and most people aim for that one. But if they ain't there, you ain't catching them. Happy here. Doesn't mean to say we're going to catch them, but I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're certainly going to try our hardest. Well, it's now 10 past 1. Now I remember moving into this peg number 1 at probably 6 AM, double early worm, early bird, should I say, catches the worm. Well, we've caught absolutely nothing. There are fish everywhere. I've tried almost every depth of zig you can imagine. I'm ringing the changes on the hook baits. All you can do, literally, look at his face. All you can do is keep working at it. We should have had half a dozen fish. I should have had half a dozen fish, not Omar, because he's doing the cameraing part. So I'm going to use the royal we, because it's his fault as well. But this end is alive with fish. So we just keep trying. You know, I've gone from. I've put the float out. We've got 16 foot to our left, 23 foot in front of us, 17 slightly to our right. So I've gone from 14 down. Now I'm on 8. And 10 foot. It doesn't mean to say they're right, just because they're showing on the top, they might be coming up that 6, 7 foot. So now, where we've got 16 foot, which is slightly left of me, still my water, well, it's all our water because we're in peg 1. We're on an 8 and a 10 now, with different colours. We've got one of the zig zombie things out there, Ali, okay? And we've got one chopped down red pop-up now. Just ring the changes, something will click, hopefully. If not, I'm going to sulk. So till then, you got to laugh. I never give up. I'm looking, I can't look at the camera because I'm looking over there at fish going over deep water, and lots of them. So I'm going to leave you now with a dumbfounded head on my shoulders, but I never give up. Those that know me, I will keep trying until we can't try anymore, which will be about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm going to nip off there now, leave you on another one, and another one, and another one, and go and sit in my bed chair, thinking cap on, and maybe try something slightly different. God knows what. I'll think about that when I'm on my bed chair. Ta-da. You know, they haven't shown quite a while. I'm going to have to change something. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to put black foam. I'm going to put 1 on 8 foot. I've tried different colours. I've tried different depths. Going straight black, 8 foot. And then this happened.
We need him. Nicely, mirror carp.
Here we go. One of the smaller residents of Carp Farm, but I tell you, boy have we earned you, mate. We've messed around with just about every depth you can imagine, but I'll talk to you more about that later, because he's got big brothers out there that are still jumping about. I've committed all 3 to the zigs now, and we've got a few hours yet till this evening, hopefully get another one or 2, but we've been very frustrated today. Oh, there we go, come on mate. Very frustrating day's fishing, which is nearly ended with a, oh no, low double. Thank you very much. Well, they're getting bigger, but I don't think they'll get much better looking than that one. Probably 3/4 fully scaled, 22.5 pounds, so not a monster, but very, very welcome. Another one on a slightly shorter zig with our old zig zombies on, so they are starting to produce. Even though they look a bit funny on the rig, they are doing it. 2 fish in the last couple of hours, mid-double on a low 20. Thank you, Tar Farm. Time for some pictures, and then put him back. Good evening, or as I've been saying all day for a joke, as the evening draws in, okay, end of play, second day, all them old things. So we've played around all day. We've got one of about mid-doubles and a low 20. I feel that we've been robbed a bit today with the amount of work we've put in. I didn't come to Tar Farm to work me trolleys off all day long, but you know what, when it comes good in the end, it's pretty cool that you have had to work quite hard for them. The lad next door, he's had 3 now as well on the zigs, a couple of mid-20s and a 29 about half an hour ago, so there's good fish getting caught. The boys at the other end that we moved this side of them, and I don't mind me mentioning it, we did ask that, they've had a couple more in the day, far margin on that shelf again, which I think is about 8 or 9 foot, walking around, baiting up under the bushes and slamming them across. So it's been a good day. Everyone around here has had a fish or 2, got the night to go. We've got to be off by 11 a.m. because the swim is booked out on the Go Catch app, as we've touched on earlier. So if we don't get any more, we've had a result. You know, we've worked hard, we've caught a couple of fish. There's a lot of fish still showing now, so I'm pretty sure there'll be another bite or 2 on the cards before 11 a.m. And if not, we've had a good trip, me and Omar. And if it does, next time you'll see me, I'll be holding. Let's hope it's the 30 this time. So good night. See you in the morning. If not, sometime in the night. Good night. We did say good night about half an hour ago. And to be fair, where this zig has been sitting, I've caught up with the fish now. Where this zig has been sitting, just had 2 fish. You know, they do that flicky tail thing. right on top of it. And I did say to Omar, that is bang on top of that zig. And it's gone the right hand one again, which is the same rod that fully scoured on, almost fully scoured. Try and keep him away from them lines, really. But yeah, so we're not going to say goodnight. Not yet, anyway. So, yeah, there you go. That's when you get the depth right. Look at that. We did say goodnight. See you later this evening or early in the morning. It's later this evening. Same rod, right hand one, 8-foot zig. They've been showing right on top of it. And I just said to Omar, look at that. That didn't surprise me if... Bee! Nice little low double. Fought like a fish twice his size. Again, makes up for the size with the looks of that. What a beautiful carp. Good night. Good morning, and unfortunately a quiet night for me. The fish, to be fair, had moved about 70, maybe 80 yards to my right, and the young lad next to me had a couple in the night, so they had moved. Seen a couple where I am this morning, but on the zigs, let's talk about the hooks, because the lock hook. Now Ali, quite known for his quirky names of products, I'll give you that. He's named these absolutely correctly. When these go in, they lock in. That's not me being a bit funny. They lock in, they do not come out. That's 3 takes, 3 fish in the net. Now this trip, it's been a trip of 2 halves. 24 hours in peg 6 up the other end there, which I did book. Warm weather, shallow water in that far bay. The fish just didn't turn up on us. We fished Ronnie's, baited the edge. We tried, you know me, I tried everything I thought was possible to get a bite up that end. But we moved down here to peg one yesterday morning, the second 24 hours of our trip. So we're calling it 2 trips really. That was a blank. We moved in here 24 hours and we worked really hard for it. I didn't expect Tar Farm Lake 8 to fish quite as prickly as it has, but when you catch them having worked a little bit harder than normal, it feels all the better. A couple of doubles, mid doubles, and a lovely almost fully scaled 22.5. Pleased to the punch with them. Now bear in mind, a 24-hour trip, if you get 3 carp, most people, including myself, are going to be quite happy with that. I feel we should have had more, but I also felt we worked very hard for the 3 fish we've had. So we've enjoyed it. Thank you, Linear, for letting us come and do our little bit of work here, Ian and Chrissy and the other guys. But it's time to hit the road. So I'm going to say goodbye. The family are calling me. We've got a lovely family weekend ahead of us, and we'll catch you guys next month. Thank you.